So, Stream ist gestartet. Perfekt. Dann sage ich schon mal hallo, herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Runde Let's Play Steins Gate. Und mal schauen, wer sich denn eventuell im Chat nachher so meldet und wie viele Zuschauer es vielleicht mal gibt. Wobei die meisten Leute sehen es wohl tatsächlich erst später dann im VOD. Ist auch okay, aber ich stream's halt ganz gerne, weil es halt kein Hauptprojekt ist und so. Ist immer, wenn ich dann mal was mache, das auch direkt da und dann muss man nicht darauf warten, dass ich das gesamte Projekt fertig habe, wie bei zum Beispiel der Zero Escape-Reihe. Wobei die echt richtig Spaß gemacht hat. Also, geile Geschichte. Ach, ich muss immer wieder heulen, wenn ich so ein Lied aus diesem Ding, aus dieser Reihe höre. Bluebird Lamentation. Ach, Luna. Feier in der Verbrennungsanlage. Diese Momente, die bleiben einem einfach im Gedächtnis und bringen also ein bisschen die Tränen nahe. Aber gut, genug davon. Wir sind hier bei einem völlig anderen Spiel. Auch eine Visual Novel, aber diesmal in Reinform. Und übrigens noch eine Kleinigkeit. Es kommt ja bald auf meinem Kanal noch eine Kleinigkeit, denn ich habe jetzt Darksiders 3 fertig aufgenommen. So viele Folgen sind es nicht mehr, wahrscheinlich irgendwie so 5 Stück oder so. Kann gut sein. 5 oder 6 auf jeden Fall, die jetzt ab heute noch kommen. Und dann gibt es das Spiel Catherine. Und Catherine wird sehr interessant. Hatte ich ja schon ein paar Mal erwähnt. Und da muss ich noch eine Umfrage raushauen, ob ich jetzt überhaupt auf Order oder Chaos spielen soll. Also ich habe meinen eigenen Playthrough auf Order gespielt, aber das heißt nichts. Und lustigerweise habe ich eines der schwieriger zu kriegenden Achievements direkt im ersten Anlauf geschafft, ohne Lösung. Ach, das war schön. Aber entsprechend weiß ich, wie man dann dieses Achievement bekommt. Und das ist eigentlich auch nur, um das bestmögliche, sagen wir, Zwischenende zu kriegen. Es ist nicht so weit, nicht so schlimm. Es spielt auch keine Rolle. Also, wir haben jetzt letztes Mal über Attraktorfelder erfahren. Wir wissen, dass Suzuha John Titor ist, die eigentlich aus der Zukunft kommt. Und ja, jetzt wissen wir auch, wir müssen eigentlich diese Nachricht, die erste gesendete D-Mail aus CERNs Datenbank löschen, um die Sachen wieder rückgängig zu machen, um zurück auf die Beta-Weltlinie zu kommen, von der wir ursprünglich kommen. Die Frage ist natürlich, wie gut wird das funktionieren, so ohne IBN? Aber genug davon. Christina, Titor. Titor? Is that me? Who else? Why are you calling me that now? Because you're the one behind Titor's mask. Well, yeah, but... Just give up. Okabe rarely calls anyone by their name. Naja, außer Mayuri und, ja gut, Daru ist ein Spitzname für Itaru, also auch nicht ungewöhnlich. Oh yeah, he always calls me part-time warrior for some reason. Listen, you two. I'm going to leap to 2 p.m. on the 11th. After Titor explains herself again, we'll start repairs on the time machine. Our goal is to have it working by this time today. Ach ja, das ist eine Sache aus der letzten Folge, für die, die es tatsächlich nicht gesehen haben sollten. Suzuhas Zeitmaschine ist kaputt und das ist halt natürlich dieses Ding, was da im Radikan aufgetaucht ist. Und ja, funktioniert nicht mehr. Und jetzt heißt es, okay, vielleicht kriegen wir es hin, das Ding zu reparieren. Augenscheinlich ist es halt beim Regen beschädigt worden, der da vor einer Zeit war. Jo. Entschuldigung, muss vielleicht ab und an ein bisschen gähnen, bin ein kleines bisschen müde. Tja, vielleicht kriegen wir es hin, aber müssen wir halt erstmal wieder 48 Stunden zurück. Is that the best plan? It's better than trying to fix it when we only have 2 hours left. If it doesn't work, I'll just keep repeating the... If it doesn't work, I'll just keep repeating the same 2 days. I'm sorry. Taita, we're counting on you to get us an IBN 5100. Never forget, I'm... Oh. Nochmal. Never forget, I'm not doing this for you and I'm not doing this for the future. My mission is to save Mayuri. Call me self-righteous if you want. However, I'm doing this my way. Kurisu and Suzuha give me an encouraging nod in agreement. Good, then let's begin. You're not going to name the operation? Who cares about that? This isn't a game. Mayuri's life hangs in the balance. You couldn't find a good Norse mythology themed name? Why Norse mythology? I don't think there's a deep meaning behind it. Junibio patients just love Germanic names for some reason. Jetzt verspreche ich mich schon wieder. For some reason. Now that you mention it, most of our operation names in the Resistance have Germanic names too. Whenever I ask, they say it's tradition. So there's still Chunibyo in 2036. Cut the chatter. Mayuri's life hangs in the balance. There's no time for this nonsense. Kurisu sets up the time leap machine while Suzuha goes to turn on the 42-inch CRT. Well, before Mayuri returns, I leap. Zeitsprung. Ich muss sagen, ich finde den Bildschirm schon interessant. When I come to, I'm standing with my phone in hand. While I wait for the ringing in my ears to subside, I check the date and time on my phone screen. August 11th, 2:21 p.m. Alright, now I have 2 more days. As a matter of fact, I lapped twice. First to 2 p.m. on the 13th, when the machine was completed. From there I lapped an additional 48 hours to 2 p.m. on the 11th. It was my first consecutive leap, but it seems to have gone well. Ich glaube, ich hätte consecutive sprechen müssen. Egal. I immediately head downstairs to see Suzuha. I'm relieved to see that her hand isn't burned. When I explain the situation, Suzuha races to Rarikan to confirm my story. After she realizes that I'm telling the truth, I take her back to the lab and have her repeat the explanation she gave us before I time leaped. We come to the conclusion that all we can do right now is try our best to repair Suzuha's time machine. Let's go have a look. Daru is unusually enthusiastic. I guess Suzuha's talk of attractor fields and divergence and correcting history's mistakes got his blood pumping. Hold on, everyone! Mari stops us as if we're about to leave the lab. Ne, as we are, nicht as if. Guys, aren't we forgetting something? Like what? What about Suzu-san's dad? Oh, right. I thought Suzuha was lying about that. But when I turn to her, she looks away. That doesn't matter now, does it? It does too. I mean, it will take time to fix the time machine, won't it? We should help Suzu-san find her dad in the meantime. Right? But when I show reluctance, Mari puffs out her cheeks. Don't be like that, Okarin. You have to keep your promise. What promise? We promised, remember? We said we'd all look for Suzu-san's dad. That's right. We convinced her to stay by promising to help look for her father. Yeah, I remember. I know Suzu-san has a mission and stuff, but I think she also came because she really wanted to meet her dad. Mayushi wants to make that happen. If Mari feels that strongly about it, there's no way I can refuse. Shina Mayuri, you're such a nice girl. Suzuha sniffles. You're right. I thought I could find him if I came to this town. I know that he was in Akihabara in 2010. So your father's real? Of course he is. At this age, he's probably still young and cool. His name was Beryl Taita, right? Yeah, that's right. Whoa, a foreigner? No, I'm pretty sure it's Japanese. Beryl Taita is his code name in the Resistance. I don't think he's using it yet. So that's why Suzuha called herself John Taita. I don't know his real name. Some daughter, huh? Suzuha looks like she's about to cry for an instant, but she quickly covers it with a bitter smile. He died before he could tell me. Hearing that, I realize how hellish the world she came from must be. What about your surname, Amane?
That was my mother's maiden name.
つまり手がかりはなし。
So you have no leads.
手がかり。あ、そういえば。
Leads? Oh, there's one thing.
Suzuha claps her hands together and starts patting her pockets. A few seconds later, she reaches into one and pulls out
ピンバッジ？
A pin?
Ah nee, falsche Stimme.
A pin?
I've seen Suzuha fiddling with it before. It's just a regular pin, the kind you stick on your hat or bag.
なんか書いてあるよ。
There's something written on it.
It reads OSHM asterisk 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 A 7010.
これ、父さんの形見なんだよね。
This belonged to my dad.
形見。
A memento.
誰？ググってみろ。
Google it, Daru. Daru runs a search but gets only incomprehensible foreign sites.
父さんは秋葉原周辺にいたらしいからさ、海外のサイトは抜きにして考えていいと思う。
He was here in Akihabara, so I think we can exclude the foreign sites.
日本語でオケってことか。
Okay, got it. He narrows the search down to Japanese sites. But even then, none of the results look relevant.
全然わかんねえ。
Nothing.
でも、これはきっとヒントになるよ。
But this has to be some kind of hint.
With Suzuha's permission, I take a picture of the pin.
というわけで、すずさんのお父さん探しに賛成の人。
Okay, all in favor of helping Suzu-san find her dad?
I want to argue that there's no time for that, but Mari is right when she says that the time machine won't be ready for a while. I guess there's no harm in letting her have her way. After all, there's no point in running, not even with 2 days head start. Even if I dragged Mari to the ends of the earth, we wouldn't be able to escape her death. I know that now.
反対はしない。
No objections.
おかりんありがとう。
Thanks, Okarin.
Daru raises his hand in agreement. So does Kurisu. It's decided, we'll help Suzuha find her father.
みんな、サンキュー。
Everyone, thank you.
でも、私はあくまで1975年へ行くことを優先したい。それが父さんの意思だったからさ。
But I want to be clear that my mission to 1975 comes first. That was my dad's final wish after all.
てなわけで、タイムマシーン修理のめどが立ったら、父さんを探すのは諦めるってことで、どうかな？
So, if we still haven't found him by the time repairs are complete, I think we should give up. Is that okay?
それでいいの？
Are you sure?
そんだけ探して見つかんないならさ、つまり会える運命になかったってことだと思うし。
If we still haven't found him by then, it just wasn't meant to be.
It's a relief to hear Suzuha say that.
で、どうやって探すん？
So, where do we start?
ピンバッジしかヒントはないのだな。これを元にするしかないだろう。餅は餅屋とも言うし、マニアなショップは取ってね。
The pin is our only hint. We'll hit every store in Akiba that sells things like this. Maybe someone will know where it came from.
マニアなショップって？
What kind of stores?
秋葉にはマニア御用達のアンダーグラウンドのショップが数多くあるのだ。
Akiba is full of niche stores where you can find strange and cool accessoires. It's hard to sneak into Rarikan in the daytime. There isn't a crowd out front like before, but pedestrian traffic remains constant. It takes us about 30 minutes to find a way in. Kurisu is back at the lab working on the time leap machine. It needs to be complete by 2 p.m. on the 13th. If she's late, it could affect my ability to time leap, which could lower my chances of saving Mayuri. Speaking of Mayuri, she wandered off somewhere in search of Suzuha's father. How does it look? I call to Daru, who's examining the flooded satellite. Time machine, while Suzuha and I keep our lookout. Daru crawls out of the machine. He's covered in sweat and his breathing is heavy. We quickly help pull his huge body out. The time machine is completely visible from the street. If someone were to see us up here, they might report us to the police. It's been 2 weeks since the satellite appeared, but Akiba still has tourists who come just to see it. We need to take care not to be noticed. It's so freaking hot in there. It's worse than a sauna. Spend too much time in there and I'll turn into Daru jerky. By the way, it's not gonna fall or anything, right? The time machine is balanced precariously on the ledge, but the police have hooked up support wires, so Daru probably has nothing to worry about.
Can it be fixed?
Well, I still don't know for sure, but there's one thing I noticed just now. It's built kind of like the phone wave. That means there's a chance, right? I said I'm not sure. I need to poke around some more. Daru, super hacker. Everything depends on your skills now. You are the super hacker who will save the world. In 2036, people will worship you instead of Kurisu, the mother of the time machine. It's hacker. How many times do I have to tell you? Anyway, you have 2 days. Do whatever it takes, Daru. I place my hand on Daru's shoulder and look straight into his eyes. You're our only hope. No promises, man. And why 2 days? Well, because that's when Mayuri will die, but I can't say that.
In 2 days, the weather conditions will be perfect for creating the ring singularity. If we miss that window, we won't have another chance until next year.
Nice excuse, Suzuha. Precisely. Fix it in 2 days? That's just nuts. But if you do, you'll earn the right to date with fairies. Can you fix it? No problem. Great, now I just need to figure out how I'm going to convince fairies. OSHM 3 asterisks A 7010. We're searching for something with the same cryptic logo as this mysterious pin. Honestly, I didn't think it would be this difficult. Akiba has plenty of niche stores, but they're all for electronic goods and PC parts. There aren't that many selling accessoires like Suzuha's pin. We check everyone we can find, but come up empty-handed. None of the store employees have any idea where it came from either. We even check nearby neighborhoods like Ueno and Asakusa. Nothing. Suza and I return to the lab with heavy hearts.
おかえり。
Welcome back.
Kurisu emerges from the development room to greet us. She's alone.
その顔じゃ成果はなしか。
From the looks on your faces, I guess you didn't find anything.
ダルは
Where's Daru?
戻ってない。暗くなったし、直接帰ったんじゃない？
He hasn't come back yet. It's already dark, so maybe he went straight home?
It's too dark to work at Rarikan now. We can't use lights because that would be too conspicuous to people below. Mari isn't around. Is she making any progress in the search for Suzuha's father?
なんか悪いね。こんなことしてる場合じゃないのにさ。
I feel bad. There's no time for this.
お前のためではない。すべてはマイリを助けるためだ。
It's not for you. We're doing it to save Mari.
Yeah.
I start up Daru's computer and search the net for communities of people who collect unique pins. I'll investigate tomorrow based on the information I find. There's a pin collecting group on a site called Frepara, where everyone shows off their collections. I post there asking for information. I'm sleeping on the couch when a loud alarm rings in my ears. Is it CERN? I jump up and see Kurisu and Suzuha. Kurisu is holding her phone. That's the source of the sound.
Good morning.
Das sagt sie sogar auf Englisch. Her sour expression says it's not good at all. I wish she'd put herself in my shoes and see what it's like to be woken up suddenly like that. I check the time on my phone. It's just before 7 a.m.
起こしてくれたのか。助かる。
You came to wake me up? Thanks.
別にモーニングコールしたわけじゃない。
I didn't do it for you.
岡部倫太郎に見てほしいものがあってさ、起こしてもらったの。
I asked her to wake you up, Okabe Rintaro. There's something I want to show you.
I realized that there's a strange object sitting on the table in front of me.
これは
What's this?
ダイバージェンスメーター。今、私たちがいるこの世界線がどこなのかを数値で表すことができるんだよ。
A divergence meter. The numbers indicate the divergence value of the current world line.
The meter displays 0.337187%.
私がもともといた2036年の世界線を 0% とした数値だから、あくまで相対的なものなんだけどさ。
Divergence is measured from my original world line, which corresponds to 0.
作ったのか。
You made this?
2036年から持ってきた。
No, I brought it with me from 2036.
これはニキシー缶だな。いいセンスだ。未来ガジェット9号に認定したいぐらいだ。
These are Nixie tubes, right? Whoever made this has taste. I'd happily dub it Future Gadget number 9.
これ一体どういう仕組みなの？世界線の数値化なんて可能とは思えない。
How exactly does it work? It shouldn't be possible to measure changes like that.
Suzuha shrugs.
私もわかんない。
I don't know either.
わからない。
You don't know?
これ作ったの誰か知ってる？
Can you guess who made it?
How should I know?
君だよ。岡部倫太郎。
You did, Okabe Rintaro.
君が作った。確か今から11年後ぐらいに君の持ってる特殊な力を応用させたらしいよ。
You made it, 11 years from now. It apparently works the same way your special power does.
そうなのか。
Hmm.
このメーターがあれば 岡部以外でも世界線の変動を確認できる、そういうことか。
So this meter lets other people check worldline divergence?
違う。
I wish.
多分ここに表示されてる数値が変化してもそれに気づけるのは岡部倫太郎だけ。
I'm pretty sure only Okabe Rintaro would notice if the number changed.
は？それじゃあ意味ないじゃない。もっとまともなもの作りなさいよ、岡部。
What? Then there's no point. Make something useful for once, Okabe.
I ignore Kurisu's complaints and look at the meter again. This is something I made. 15 years have passed since I completed it. 11 years will pass before I complete it. It's a strange feeling.
これの仕組みは作った本人しか知らない。だから知りたかったら11年待つしかないかな。そうすれば自分で答えを見つけられるはずだから。
Only the person who made it knows how it works. Wait 11 years. I'm sure he'll have figured it out by then.
未来で俺と会ったのか？
Have you met me in the future? She did say I was an infamous terrorist in 2036. For some reason, Suza's expression darkens momentarily.
一度もないよ。
No, never.
そうか。
Oh.
で、このメーターを今ここで俺に見せた意味は？
So, why are you showing me this?
メーターの数値が 1% を超えたとき、君はベータ世界線にたどり着いたことになる。
When the meter reads over 1%, you've made it to the beta world line.
1%？
1%.
そう。1% を突破さえできたら、椎名真由里は助けられるっていうこと。
Right. Reach 1% divergence, and you'll save Shina Mairi.
I stare at the glowing red numbers. They don't budge. Just another 0.6%. It seems so easy. But there are 6 digits after the decimal point and no tens place. What does that mean? Something tells me it won't be as easy as it looks.
これは君にあげる。どうせ私が持ってても意味ないしね。有意義に使ってよ。
You can have it. No point in me carrying it around. I hope you'll find a use for it.
Interessantes Gerät. Ja. Jetzt geht wohl die Suche nach dem Vater weiter. Based on the recommendations from the BBS thread, I spent the morning visiting stores in Akiba. My destinations run the gamut from otaku stores packed with anime goods to souvenir shops full of Olympic memorabilia. I even visit a few that specialize in locally manufactured goods. But although I hit just about every kind of store that could be considered niche, I'm unable to find anything that resembles Suzuha's pin. Maybe I should go all the way to Ikebukuro or Nakano. I start heading back to the lab, but just then a street vendor catches my eye. The storekeeper is a foreigner covered in tattoos. The table next to him is covered with accessoires and other fashion items. This is the first time I've seen such a stylish street stand in Akiba. Most vendors just sell random junk. It's not like I have anything to lose, so I walk over and check out the selection. Among the various accessoires I see a number of metal pins. What a coincidence! Could he have a pin like Suzuha's? I don't see the OSHM 3*A 7010 logo on any of the displayed accessoires, but I'd better ask just to be sure. He's a foreigner, so maybe I should use English? Oh, jetzt wird's peinlich. Our eyes meet. His eyes are bright and blue as the sky. I quickly look away. Damn, he must think I'm a coward. Better get this over with.
Hey, Master! I am mad scientist. So cool! Son of a bitch!
Ich glaube, das muss ich nicht vorlesen.
Hi, 何ですか?
Can I help you? He smiles a wide, toothy smile. Nice teeth, and answers in Japanese. I was hoping for more of a reaction.
ちょっと聞きたいことがある。
I have a question if you don't mind. I take the photocopy of Suzuha's pin out of my pocket.
これに見覚えが？
Does this look familiar? The man stares at it for a while, then shrugs and shakes his head in the exaggerated manner typical of Westerners.
これの出所が知りたい。調べることができないか？
I want to know where it came from. Can you help me find out?
思い出し。Sorry、ちょっと難しいですね。
Remember. I'm sorry, it's a little difficult, huh?
What is he saying?
By the way、これはどこで手に入れたものなんですか？
Interessant, dass er das by the way auf Englisch sagt. By the way, where'd you get this thing? Also er redet einfach mit starkem Akzent.
それを知りたい。報酬を出す。
That's what I want to know. I'll compensate you.
ごめんなさい。
Ah, sorry. He apologizes in broken Japanese. It looks like this is another dead end. Just in case, I give him my contact information and ask him to get in touch if he finds out anything. Then I turn to leave. Suzuha's standing a short distance away. She's holding a drink. It's my favorite, Dr. Pepper. No, wait, that's cola.
Sep, want a drink?
I accept the offer and quench my thirst while leaning on the roadside fence. Last time I saw her, Suzuha was on her way to Kanda to continue the research. How long has she been standing there? Anything?
Nope. So what was with your English back there? It sounded dumb. So cool. Is that standard English in this era?
Ja gut, bei ihr ist vielleicht die Globalisierung etwas weiter vorangeschritten. Of course not. Ach nee, sie versteht wohl tatsächlich kein Englisch und sie fand einfach nur, dass es blöd klingt.
Oh, so it's an Okabe Rintaro original. There's no overseas travel in my time, so I wouldn't know.
No overseas travel? What, you mean at all?
Pretty much. Travel permits are hard to get, and they'd never issue ones for a vacation. I'd never seen a foreigner before coming to this time.
So in the future no one is allowed to leave Japan? Japan was like that a few centuries ago too, when the Tokugawa shogunate closed the country to the west. Ja, dann gab's die Meiji-Restauration, die Herrschaft des Kaisers wurde wiederhergestellt und plötzlich war Japan völlig verwestlicht. It sounds like CERN set international relations back hundreds of years. Perhaps that's why there's no way in Suzuha's time. A war in Suzuha's time. It's hard for conflicts to emerge when races and cultures can't interact. It sounds kind of like a prison with invisible walls, guarded by CERN, the Committee of 300. I mean, ending war is obviously a good thing, but... Anyway, there's no point in thinking about the distant future now. We need to come up with a new plan. The sunlight beats on my head, making it hard to think. I feel like I'm standing in a sauna. Why does the sun hate me so much? Shining in the center of the sky like he owns the damn place. Damn it, why can't we find any information on that pin? I suppose it's no skin off my back if we don't find Suzuha's father. As long as Daro fixes the time machine, nothing else matters. And nothing else matters. Entschuldigung, da muss jetzt sein. So why do I feel so bad about my lack of progress? I really don't know. Maybe I'm just frustrated by my own powerlessness. I can't save Maori. I can't fix Suzuha's time machine. I can't even help Kurisu with the time leap upgrade. So what am I good for? The only thing I can do is help Suzuha find her father.
もしかして近年中に作られるピンバッジなんだろうか。まだできていないと。
Maybe this pin is newer than we think. I mean, maybe it hasn't been made yet. Suzuha stretches, then looks at me with a calm smile.
やっぱさ、父さんとは会えない運命なんだって。こんだけ探してもないんだから、もう無理無理。全然無理だね。
Maybe I'm not meant to meet him. I mean, we've tried everything and still no sign. It's just not in the cards, I guess.
I feel a surge of anger at her words. Here I am, stewing in self-loathing, and she acts like it doesn't matter?
諦めるのか。まだあと1日残っているぞ。
How can you give up? We still have one more day.
何怒ってんの？
Why are you getting mad?
みんなお前のためを思って頑張っているのだと分かっているのか。
Everyone is fighting for you. Don't you get it?
俺だってマユリを助けることを何より優先したいんだ。
Me? I want to prioritize Mayuri over everything else.
それでもお前はラボメンであり仲間だ。その仲間が困っているから助けたい。そんなマユリの気持ちを汲んでこうして探しているのに。
But you're still a lab mem, a friend. When a friend's in trouble, you want to help them. That's how Mayuri felt, and I agree. That's why I'm searching.
お前が真っ先に諦めてどうする？
So how dare you be the first to give up?
どなんないでよ。
You don't have to yell.
あまり俺を萎えさせるな。
Don't disappoint me like this. I tell myself to calm down. This is just my own feelings of impotence boiling over. There's no time for this.
悪かったよ。でも君さ、言い方が上から目線すぎると思うよ。
I'm sorry, but maybe you should think about how I feel.
I realize that we have an audience. Some pedestrians are grinning at us. Like they were, I think we're a bickering couple or something. I take a deep breath.
言い過ぎたのなら謝る。
You're right. I shouldn't have said that. It's too awkward to make eye contact. So I look around, pretending to think.
さて、これからどうするか。
Alright, what's next? I wonder how the other lab mems are progressing. Ah, das hier ist jetzt ein Punkt, an dem haben wir quasi die Wahl zwischen 4 Optionen, wenn ich mich recht erinnere. Je nachdem, wen wir anrufen. Es gibt quasi die Möglichkeit, nichts zu tun. Wir können Kurisu anrufen, Mayuri anrufen, Daru anrufen. Also je nachdem, wen wir anrufen, gibt es eine andere Szene. Entweder, wenn wir halt nichts tun, gehen wir einfach mit Suzuha und reden mit der ein bisschen. Wenn wir Kurisu anrufen, gibt es halt was. Wenn wir Mayuri anrufen, gibt es was. Und wenn wir Daru anrufen, gibt es was. Und deshalb würde ich sagen, da alle davon eine interessante Sache darstellen, werfe ich jetzt einfach einen Würfel. Bei 5 und 6 würfel ich neu. Es ist eine 4. Wir rufen tatsächlich Daru an. Okay. Daru. Hoi hoi. It's me, report. You know, it's distracting as hell when you talk like that. Enough about you. Report the status of the repairs. I'm turning into a prune here. Hey, at least give me some reaction. Anyway, I think I figured out what it needs. Really? Pretty much. Should I bring reinforcements?
Yeah, I guess. Bring Amanishi with you if you can. Alone in the heat of a vacant Radican rooftop, the two of us can forget our shame and take off our clothes. I hope we find your dried up bones. Gonna have to disappoint you there. How about you? Did you find out anything about the pin? No, it's an uphill battle. Not even a clue? No. Damn, this sucks. I'm going to hit up a few more places. I'll head over there in the evening. That gives me 2 more hours today to search for the pin. If that fails, tomorrow morning will be our last chance. These 2 extra days have gone by faster than expected. It's early evening, but the roof of Radican is still hotter than hell. When I provide Daru with the refreshing gift of Dr. P, a frown appears on his sweaty face. You're supposed to give me an ice-cold, zero-calorie cola. Common sense, man. I forgot he's a cola guy. No sense letting it go to waste. I drink the Dr. P myself. Daru and Suzuha start discussing the time machine. Maori and I watch from a short distance away. Hey Ocarine, isn't it amazing that the satellite was a time machine?
Yeah, I guess so. I thought that Taita's time machine was a car, a 1970s Chevy. It never even occurred to me to suspect the satellite. I should know better than to take anything for granted. In retrospect, the satellite was suspicious from the start. Not only had it appeared out of nowhere, but Taita only started posting afterwards. I'm disappointed in myself for not realizing the connection.
I'm glad Suzu-san wasn't hurt in the crash.
I doubt it was anything like a crash. It probably just appeared there, displacing the wall which then collapsed around it. After all, the time machine isn't self-propelled, it doesn't fly.
I heard it's really hard to drive.
I guess she heard that from Suzuha.
If the gravitational whatchamacallit coordinates are just a teensy bit off, the whole time machine becomes a jellyman and goes ploop. And she even said her time machine's unstable since it's not a CERN model. I'm worried about her trip to 1975. Do you think I should go with her? I wonder if I'd fit.
What would you do in 1975?
I'd cheer Suzu-san on, of course. I'd hold her hand super tight and tell her that everything's going to be okay.
Something tells me that won't be much help.
Hey Ocarine, do you think the time machine has a name?
A name?
That's the least of what I want to know about the time machine. Time permitting, I'd like to spend a whole day picking Suzuha's brain. I'm pretty sure John Titor's time machine had a model number. But the John Titor from 2000 might not have been Suzuha. There was no John Titor in 2000 on this world line after all. Although, I suppose it's possible that Suzuha will drop by 2000 after traveling to 1975. If you want to know, just ask Titor.
Oh yeah, Mayushi didn't think of that.
Mayuri giggles, then runs off to talk to Suzuha. She comes back quickly.
Yep, it has a name.
What is it?
FG 204 something something, she said.
Something something?
Anyway, don't you think Daru-kun and Suzu-san are a good match?
Huh?
Mayuri's jumping all over the place today. I look at Daru and Suzuha again. How do you figure? Daru's all about fairies, you know.
Oh, really?
She tilts her head to the side. Good grief. Mayuri and I aren't of any use. I would prefer to leave Daru and Suzuha to it and resume the search for Suzuha's father, but Mayuri seems happy just sitting here. We don't have any leads on the pin or its owner. Maybe 2 days just aren't enough. No, that's quitters talk. Like I told Suzuha, I don't want to give up. Besides, even if we don't get the information we need this time, I can use the time leap machine to repeat these 2 days until we do. Oh yeah, Mayuri, what happened to your costumes? There's only a few more days until Komima. I remember Mayuri pulling all-nighters to get her costume done. Has that changed?
I already made 2 costumes, one for Kaede-chan and one for Fubuki-chan.
Weren't you making a third one for Lukako?
Yeah, I was, but I couldn't convince her, so I gave up this time. Hey, can Mayushi take a closer look at the time machine?
Just don't get in their way.
Okie dokie.
Mayuri beams happily, then runs over to the time machine, nicht time leap machine, so. She's acting like this is a field trip. Behind her, the sun glows dark and orange on the horizon. It's quite a view from up here. After a few minutes watching the sunset in silence, I realized that Suzuha is standing beside me. She must have come over as Mayuri left. Our shadows are long and murky.
Hashida Itaru is amazing. He said if things go well, he could have the time machine fixed by tomorrow.
He's a man who gets things done.
And he looks so unhealthy and slow.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, I have a better impression of him now. Hey. There's something I want to say and I feel like I'll never get another chance.
なんだ大げさだな。
Why so melodramatic?
私さ、君たちには本当に感謝してるんだ。
I'm really grateful to you, all of you.
初めてこの時代に来た時、私の知ってる人は誰もいなくて、戦ってばっかりだった私の時代とは全然違ってて。
When I came to this time, I didn't know anyone. I was alone in a world completely different from my own.
この時代の方がすごく平和なのにさ、なんだか私にとってはすごく怖かった。
This era is so peaceful. That's a wonderful thing, but it scared me. All I knew was the fight against CERN.
でもさ、今こうして自分の全てを晒せる友達、仲間ができた。
But now I have friends. Real friends who I can share my secrets with.
私が生まれる前に生きていた人たちと出会えて、私のためなんかにみんな頑張ってくれてる。
All these people who lived before I was born are working so hard for my sake.
それってとっても奇妙で、だけどとっても嬉しいんだよね。
It's a strange feeling, but a happy one too.
その気持ちは本当だから。
I wanted you to know that.
Suzu's tone is wistful. Why? I try to speak, but she continues before I can.
この時代に来ることができて、君たちと同じ時間を過ごせて、私本当に楽しかった。
Living with you guys in this time, it's been really fun.
っていうか、君たちみんな揃いも揃って我が強くて、癖があっていろいろと濃すぎて、最初はなんだこいつらなんて思ってたけどさ。
When I met you, you were all so strange and unique and over the top. I was kind of shocked at first, actually.
いつの間にか君たちといる時間が楽しくなってたよ。
But before I knew it, I started to enjoy spending time with you.
2036年はさ、とっても平和で喧嘩すら起きないんだ。知ってた
2036 is peaceful too. People don't even fight anymore. Did you know that?
知るわけがない。俺は2036年まで生きていないからな。
How could I? I'm not even alive in 2036, right?
そっか。ごめん。
Oh, right. Sorry.
とにかくさ、喧嘩すら起きない。およそ争いって名のつくものは、ミクロなものからマクロなものまで全部消えちゃった。
Anyway, people don't fight, ever. About anything. All forms of conflict, war included, have vanished. Poof. Without a trace.
その代わり、みんな死んだ魚みたいな目をしてた。
Instead, everyone has dead eyes like fish.
誰も覇気がなくて、歩く足はズリズリってすり足で、
No one has ambition, nobody dreams. They just trudge through their lives without a single complaint.
笑いはするけど、怒ったり悲しんだりはしなくて、
Oh sure, people smile, but they never get angry or sad.
個性なんて誰も持ってなかった。みんなロボットみたいだった。
There's no individuality. Everyone's a robot.
この前、君が私にすごく怒ったでしょ。
You got really mad at me before, remember?
あの時さ、すごくびっくりして、すごくショックだったんだけど、同時にすごく嬉しくなったんだよ。
I was really surprised, but at the same time, I was really happy.
変なやつだな。
You're a strange girl.
確かに。
I guess so.
Suzuha looks at the time machine. Daru and Maori are standing next to it, talking cheerfully about something or another.
君のラボに出入りしてるみんなは生き生きしてて、
You're all so bright and full of life. I envy you.
シーナのゆりも、橋田イタルも、それに、君の
Shina Mayuri, Hashida Itaru, even Makise Kurisu, and of course, you.
Don't be ridiculous. There's nothing enviable about me. I'm worthless. I can't even save Mayuri.
私もみんなみたいになりたいって思ったよ。
I want to be more like you.
俺からすればお前こそすごいと思うぞ。
If you ask me, you're the amazing one.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいかも。
I'm happy to hear you say that.
こうして頑張れてるのも君たちと会えたおかげ。
It's thanks to all of you that I'm still going strong.
ほんのちょっとでもラボメンの一員になれてよかった。
Being a lab ma'am, even for just a little while, was great.
She smiles then, a soft, sad smile that tears at my heart. What does it mean? Hab ich mich verdrückt.
ほんのちょっとの間でも君たちと一緒にいられてよかった。
Being with you guys, even for just a little while, was great.
スズハ。
音でりんたろう。きっと未来を変えてね。今みたいに自由な世界に変えて。
Change the future, Okabe Rintaro. Make it a world like this one, where people can be free.
どうしたんだ。なぜそんなに感傷的なのだ。
Hey, come on, why are you being so sentimental? Does she not want to go to 1975? But I mean, she's got a time machine, so can't she just come back afterwards? Even as I think it, I realize how wrong I am. Of course. When Susa completes her mission and brings us the IBN 5100, the world line will change. The future will be rewritten, and the 2036 she knows will cease to exist. To hear her describe it, the future is an awful place, but even so, it was her home. She has friends there, I'm sure, comrades in arms, and memories of her father, Beryl Titer. All of that will be lost to her forever. No wonder she's getting sentimental.
タイムマシンが治ったらまた盛大に宴会を開こう。
After we fix the time machine, let's have a party.
Thanks.
And yet she's still smiling that sorrowful smile. Afterwards I hit the streets again in search of the pin. Obwohl ich würde sagen, das mache ich dann in der nächsten Folge. Weil, ja, passt jetzt eigentlich super von der Zeit. Die nächste Folge wird übrigens interessant und ich kann schon mal so eine Kleinigkeit verraten. Ich glaube, wir werden herausfinden, wer Suzuas Vater ist. Und was es halt mit dem auf sich hat. Es wird in der nächsten Folge einiges aufgelöst, aber kann auch sein, dass die einen sehr dramatischen Punkt hat, je nachdem, wie weit die gehen wird. Ich fürchte mich ein bisschen davor, weil diese Stelle ist übel, die noch kommen wird und oh, das ist so herzzerreißend. Aber ja, ich hoffe, ihr habt Spaß, das konstruktive Kritik da, vielleicht ein Däumchen nach oben. Wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge wieder von Let's Play Steins Gate. Und das wird, wie gesagt, sehr emotional, wahrscheinlich. Bis dahin, Cheerio!